Do you ever go edit the descriptions of my lives again, or not? Can you just add our links to our lives? Because I've never changed it because I thought that you do it, and then somebody just told me you don't do it anymore. Wat genoeg nie, maar
something that's
For he's a Johnny Goodfellow, for he's a Johnny Goodfellow, for he's a Johnny Goodfellow. And so is all of us. Hello! Hello.
Laat nog voor die skerm so rooi van die tyd. Kerse dans op die charts. Elke trade is 'n stryd. Ek het groot drome gehad. Mijn kennis baie hoog. Het gedink geld is vinnig, maar die mark het my gesloop. Stoplos verwyk. Emosies te naby. Elke verlies het gevoel soos 'n steek in my sy. Vriende het gelag, gesê ek mors net my tyd. Maar diep in my hart het ek geweet ek moet bly. Elke rooi kers was 'n les. Elke fout het my getoets. Ek het geval, weer opgestaan. Met dissipline as my rots. Van verlies en na lesse, van pyn en beheer. Forex het my gebreek, toe my sterker gemaak. Keer op keer ek het gehuil oor pips wat verdwyn in die nag. Nou glimlach ek stil wanneer groen kerse lag. Van die aftranes tot bo op die spel. Ek het misluk om te leer hoe om regtig te wen. Nie oornag ryk nie, net wys en geduldig te stryder op 15 trydig suksesvol bou. Toe ontmoet ek die professor, wysheid in sy stem. Nie beloftes van rykdom nie, net waarheid en 'n plan. Hy sê beheer jou risiko, respekteer elke trade. Die mark is jou onderwyser, nie jou maat nie, dis koud en streng. By die Diana Pex team, broers en susters langs my. Ons leer mekaar geduld, selfs wanneer dinge gly. Nie meer alleen in die storm van die mark. Saam bou ons dissipline, selfs diep in die donkerste chart. Nou trade ek met stilte in my kop. Nie meer gejaag deur vrees of hoop. Ek volg die plan wat my leer. Deur die ander ek hier. Van moenie jag nie. Wag vir jou setup en goeie trade is beter as 10 uit vrees geskop, dis nie oorwen elke dag nie, dis oorbly in die spel, want konsekwentheid is koning, dis hoe rekene herstel. As jy vandag verloor, moenie opgee nie, by die NFX team staan jy nooit alleen nie, van beginner tot pro.
Boys. What do you guys think? I'm in this buy on gold since yesterday morning. Look here. 4667 was the entry. $200 ago was the entry. Then I added and I added. What do you guys think? Because obviously, if we're going to see a solid break, depending on what Trump says, I'm going to add more. Insane. Oei, lekker, dankie. I'm holding on for dear life. The first entry is running 2,000 pups in the Provitas. But I don't want to close it. Fuck it. Ja, lekker moeg. Ons gaan so 'n bietjie, let's give some more time for the guys to start joining up, and we're gonna mess around. We're gonna mess around a bit until 3. We don't really have much to do. Market is fucking dying out. As you can see, we're going sideways, which is we might see liquidity sweep down with Trump. Maybe Trump's gonna say shit that's gonna stronger the dollar. I would assume if he's talking, he's gonna try and make the dollar still look stronger, right? And we're gonna see a massive sell-off. That's what I would assume is gonna happen. But then again, fuck me, I don't know, guys. I feel like maybe hedging when Trump speaks, this buy since yesterday, from yesterday morning, just hedging it out, add some sells, close it in close the sales in profit, and then keep the buys running. I don't know. So my thought is to try and hedge my positions now, which is, I can't see the negativity in it, right? Because if I hedge so high and I start ending sales here, I'm sure somewhere along the line, if it was a mistake to hedge, that I'll have the chance to get those sales out in profit. And it's not like my account's going to run anymore in the minus because I'm going to hedge them out. So the account's going to stay $5,000 in the profit. You see, no matter what the market does, but if it drops, it's going to stay 5,000 in the profit because I'm hedging and I got sales in. But then at least I can take profits on the sell and then just keep the buys open. So my idea is to actually hedge my current positions. What are we currently seeing? Let's go to what are we currently seeing. In chat, typing. We saw like almost like a cut. We definitely saw. Did you guys do the bull trap video? Because you could have identified this bull trap coming if you watched the video. So I don't know. Watch the video on the advanced course on T100 Traders. And then, but in chat, put for me, why did price stop here? Because this is not a bull trap setup, right? In a way, because these are volume candles that came in, this volume that came into the market. But why did it stop here? It's a quick one. Put in chat. I just want to see if you guys are getting there. Can I get some water, please? Bye, Jelly. Anyway, guys, why did the price stop here? In chat, put it here. Why did price stop? It went up with volume candles. Why did it stop? Why? Come, guys. So you guys don't want to talk to me. You can see there's resistance, but it's something else. Look to the left, guys. Look to the left. What do you see? What did I say about 3 consecutive candles? 3 consecutive candles. Look to the left. You guys need to start seeing these things to understand it. That's it. Fair value gap. What did I say? The first 3 consecutive candles, the middle. Okay. No, not a fake out, not a fake out. It just pushed with volume to the fair value gap. Okay, there. In the middle. So, fair value gap. Okay. You guys need to start seeing these things so you can understand. Not gonna work. Okay, so it filled the fair value gap, which means price can now come a bit down. Okay, bull trap. Why is this a bull trap? Because it's an all-time high. You were left behind. You think, oh, there it breaks the all-time high level over here. So you guys jump in because you don't want to miss out anymore. What happens? The market goes against you, takes you out. Okay. Why is this a bear trap, a bull trap? Because of the volume. And look where we are. We're coming to an end of the Asian session. London session is now starting within the next couple of hours. We're seeing smaller candles forming, and the candles breaking this is not very big. Small candles, just indicating a fake out, and we can always go back to on the 5-minute time frame. Let's do it over here. You guys will see that, no, not here. Oh yeah, you guys can. You guys will see the MACD is creating a divergence. Can you guys see? over here. It's making higher highs on the chart, but making lower lows, which is going to indicate this is a bull trap and you can actually take a sell. Okay. So this is something new, but go study it. Go to t1onlytraders.com. Let me go there. Go to t1onlytraders.com. Go to the courses. You need to log in. Go to the Perfector. Scroll down to the advanced Forex trading. You're going to enter it and you can log into, well, yeah, you must log into enroll. But there's also a nice study guide for you guys. Okay, I'm making PDF as well for you for notes, so you can print this. Okay, and this is just for the trap. Then there's a live example taking you through a bull trap on the video as well. Okay. All right. So t1onlytraders.com. That's where you'll find it. Go watch the video. Go do it. The blue box means it's still busy forming. It's not completed yet. The time is not up. Okay, and by 3 p.m. when it gets to here, then this block is done forming. It can't go any further. Then we will wait for a breakout to change the color to red or green. By the looks of it, it might be red. Might be red. Okay. Now 3 o'clock doesn't give the indication. Whatever happens after 3 will give the indication. So of course we need to wait for a breakout after 3, which direction, and that's the direction we want to target. Okay. Now, golden zones. Fibs, let's do Fibs, let's do Fibs, let's do Fibs. Let's look for nice examples. Let's take a tricky one. I'm going to start you guys with a tricky one, where I can sort of see in the market, it respected the golden zone, but then turned. Okay, now, golden zone. When price is going up, now you see price is starting to come down. Alright, then once you see price starts coming down, then pull out your fib. Okay, pull out this fib. Okay, then you're gonna mark out your golden zone area, and then you can remove your fib. Okay, now, so what does a fib do? Let's just start there. It shows you how far price can retrace and if it's a retracement or a complete market reversal. Okay, now from there to there, price comes down, you move the fib. It comes back to the golden zone. It stops, it doesn't break it. Now, what does it mean then? That price has a high chance of most likely continuing back to this high over here. But now look what it does, because a lot of TPs are here, alright? It goes down. Now it breaks it and wants to show it's going to break this golden zone area. Okay, now very important, it even goes back for a pullback, respects it, comes down showing it wants to break. But this is why it's important to wait. Now you see, hey, but wait, this candle didn't break this candle this low. and here it breaks now to the top, because if this happens, this means price will most likely come back down here. But this candle happens, it just shows you, it just wants to catch you, so you think it's a sell, and you sell and the market goes against you. Alright, so you guys need to look out for these things, because if you don't, what will happen is you're going to buy and the market sells, or you're going to sell and the market will buy. Alright, so now you say, hey, but this price is not coming below this point, and it's going back up. Now, important, it goes back up. Do you just buy? No. Look what happens. It comes for a pullback, okay, and it stops now, doesn't go below. Do you just buy now? No. Now you see, hey, price now going past this level. Hey, we might be going there. Does it make sense to you guys? Okay. And also, nice thing to know when you trade these things and you know your patterns, you also see a bull flag busy forming, which should be a red flag to sell over here. Okay, we see a bull flag. Now what is the rule? The length of the pole will go from the last time it touched to the top, and this is where price will most likely go to. And look what happened, price went to this level and kind of like some consolidated here before breaking up again. Okay, so this is a tricky one, but if you can read it right, you will not get trapped here. Right, if you can read it right, you will not land yourself in a cock position. Okay, because you buy, you're greedy. Now it must hit my stop, my TP here. It doesn't. It turns. Now it shows it wants to go down. It goes for the pullback, but it fails to break this low of the breakout, which means price can go up. Then it breaks up, comes back, it stops, it breaks above this breakout high, and now you can continue. Can you guys see the rules I'm speaking of? It's the same rules I've implemented by the MSG method. It's the same rules that I've learned, you know, that I saw that works for. It's the same rules. Okay. Same rules, same rules. So we always wait for a breakout. We want the pullback. We want to see as a respect the level and go to the other side. So tricky flip level, but if you understand it, you can read it and you can understand what's happening in the market, and you won't land in cock. Okay, so I love the fact that I could find this, because a lot of you were gonna fucking buy, no, it goes against you. Okay, let me close my buy, let me sell, goes against you, and now it breaks above. Okay, let me buy, oh no, then it goes down again. Okay, sharp. Now let's look at something more simpler. Something more simpler. Yeah. I actually see many examples. Let's take a bit. Let's reverse it a bit. Let's go to the downside. So, price goes down. All right. It starts turning, comes back up. You're gonna take your fib from the top to the bottom. In this case, you'll see. I love that. Yes, we're getting a lot of nice education here. Listen here. So, sometimes on the lower time frames, which makes the lower time frames a bit tricky, sometimes you're going to have to exclude the wicks. So now a very nice example is from the candle to the candle, because if you do the wick, it's going to like a bit gaga, gaan bietjie oor en so. But you'll notice this when it gets here. Then you can just correct your thing and say, okay, this is doing a full body thing. And why this is also important, because if your TP is at the wick, look how it leaves you behind. It doesn't take your TP, then reverses. But if your TP is by the full body, look here, it hits your target. Okay, so now price is moving down, now price heads back up. All right, we want to know, is it just a retracement or a market reversal? So we take out our fib, we pull it there, and we are going to come and you take a block in for you, like a block, and remove this, and there you have it. So now what happens is price comes down, to the fib level, it doesn't break above, which is indicating that price will continue back to this level. Well, by here we'll have the information on the full body. So you're going to target this level. Price will most likely continue here, and look what it did. It came down, came back to retest it again, but didn't go above. So not complicated at all, because there's no breaking above. Comes down and it completes it. Now, very important to note, when price comes over here, this is completed. Your block falls away. No more valid. Okay. The move has been completed. That block is no more valid. Okay. Sometimes in other situations, it might respect that block still, but there's other reasons why. It's not because of the golden zone. Okay. So, we see technically with a wick, no break of structure formed. But now once it's complete, from here on, you can't take a trade. Now you need to wait again, because this move has been complete. It showed that it wants to continue. It went there. But now you need to wait. Okay, what is happening next? So now you kind of need to wait here. You took TP. You can't enter again. What do we want to see? Maybe a break of structure where it goes below. How does it go below? Is it going to just sweep and come up or not? It doesn't break the structure. So first sign, it doesn't want to continue lower. Alright? That's the first sign you get. It doesn't want to continue lower. Okay? So now the price starts going back up. Okay? So now, what are we seeing here when price goes back up? We are now seeing something else I've taught you guys. That, and we are seeing that. In chat, please, what is this? What are we seeing? Please put in chat for me. I got one answer. Come, guys. I need you to participate. How else are you going to learn? Please, guys. It doesn't matter if you're wrong. I don't care. I'm going to correct you. You're not going to shut your name with a plank. Yes. Nice. Nice. So there's some of you that already know what this is. And what's the rules? So we have, what do we have? We have a neckline. We see a double bottom, which means price is showing us it wants to go back to the top side. Alright? So here's your I'm gonna do that. There's your W, which means it stops, no break of structure. First sign of price wanting to go back up, doesn't break here this low. Alright, we don't see a break of structure. It's coming back up. Alright, we have a neckline. It breaks the neckline. We see a double bottom forming, and it means, a double bottom means it wants to go back to where it started. So, over here. Alright. So, showing indications price wants to go back up. Now, your move has been completed. The move is completed. Okay. You are done. Okay. Now, you need to wait for the next step. So we got a nice resistance area over here. Okay. So completed the double top, came back to this resistance. Now what? So now you either want to wait for price to break above your resistance, pull back, show that it's respecting, not coming below and going back up. But no, it doesn't break it. Comes down. Okay. So you kind of need to wait, and this is how you can read the market. Okay. It's not to say, very important, it's not to say when you see a double bottom it's gonna go there. It's not guaranteed, but it's a higher percentage chance of going there, and I would rather want to take a buy position than a sell position. Alright, so that is what we do. You can never ask me, what is the gold going to do? no one in this world can fucking tell you gold's going up, gold's going down. No one can tell you because they can't prove it. But we can use all these things and we can read the technical analysis, we can read the chart, we can read the candles, and we can look what the candles do to give us an indication of where price might be heading to. And we want to give ourselves a little bit of an edge in the market by favoring the percentage of our positions in the positive. In other words, we don't want to take 50-50 guesses here. We want to take 60-40%. I'll take 60-40%. And I'll go in the direction of 60%. Lies, Prof. You're speaking lies. No, I don't know when I'm speaking lies. Okay. So, that is it. Are you guys understanding? Shram, that is calm. Guys, but just understand, even the MSG method, the Lego method, it can't be guaranteed. Like, we just can't say, I know we get confident and it works out, you know, for us and it does well, but we just don't be in that mindset of it's going there because the MSG method says so, or this says so. It's don't. Hey, you guys. So just get that we want to favor ourselves. Fine. So we just want to get ourselves in a higher what's the right word in English? We just want to give ourselves, our positions, a higher percentage chance of working out in favor of us. Fuck it. And but the reason I'm laughing at Sharon here is because I know people that fucking full margin every Lego method or every MSG method. Because, and then I said, but why? And they said, no, price must go there because the MSG methods. And they make money. They also lose money when it doesn't work out. They lose a lot of money. But anyway, I mean, I try to warn people, just know our job is to give, that's some of Vincent is one of them. So these is knows of Vincent. Vincent is one of them. Yeah, but we must understand it's high risk, and why it's very important is you guys work hard for your fucking money. And I mean, even me where I am, it might not look like it, but we work extremely hard for our money. And I hate losing. I can't I get up when I take a loss and I made the mistake, and it's a mistake that I have repeated. I lose my shit. I get so mad at myself. But we need to understand this is our money. Broker can ban you for full margin. No, they can't. So what they do is, the problem we've had before. Well, sorry, you're right, Sean. Some brokers can ban you. You are right. Sorry, but the XM, they first leverage call you, right? So they take your leverage from 1 to 1,000 to 1 to 100. But guys, that is only to help you, because now you can't enter so many positions. So it actually enforces strict risk management automatically. So don't always say it's a big, but they will only do it when you full margin, like news events. Then they'll start leverage calling you or whatnot. Okay, but that's not such a big offense for them. It's just basically the broker doesn't want gamblers, they want longevity in traders. But yeah, you are right, Sean. Some brokers, they can ban you, and XM has banned people. They've leveraged them, and then they have, but it's because of high impact news events that they just full margin. Even me. And the problem becomes when you have this vast variety of this big variety of education in something, not just trading, but let's speak about trading. So I know a lot of things, but I also know a lot of bad things, right? But because I know so many things, and it's like I must now think I'm the clever one, because I used to have like paper, I'm not lying to you, those sticky notes, like plucked here. in front of me, né? With my rules and stuff. But then what I do is, so I must now clever, no, it's all here, it's all here. And then sometimes I make a mistake. Where it is such a stupid mistake, if I just look properly, I could have seen this is not a trade to take. Or I'm in the wrong position. I could have identified it earlier. Okay. So even me, I make that mistake. Because you have so many things that you know about trading. That's why it's also very important to filter out the bad stuff that you've learned. And you need to figure out what works for you, what doesn't work for you. Now, very important, once you've identified what doesn't work for you, get rid of it. But you need to replace it. Because there's a beautiful saying that goes, empty space welcomes back old habits. Because you're not filling the empty space with new information. Okay. So, let's just think, we now touched something, but for me it is understanding the FIP. Because we need to go on, there's a lot of other stuff we need to take a month each, you know, at a time. So for the next month, we are going to be focusing bear traps, bull traps. So, no more FIP. I'm going to make a video on the FIP. I'm going to put it on the advanced course by T100 traders, but that is for you guys to go double check, and also for new traders to go there, because I'm not going to repeat myself the whole time on that. We need to go. Yeah, a checklist, very good to have. Very, very good to have. Yeah. We give you all that. And then I love the journal. We want to make the journal a bit more automatic. So you link your account to the journal on T1FX Team, and it documents every trade for you. And then you just go say the reason behind your trade so you can go back. Okay. But I strongly believe if you take the time to come here to the live, that's why I spend more time with you guys on the live than on the courses, is because you've made time to come here. So I know you are serious. You're not going to just sit here and fucking waste your time. Alright? You want to learn. So bit by bit, we're going to increase that knowledge. Elaine has been here forever. So I know you guys are serious. So it's simple things, small things, but you need to like, so everything I show you, when I show you this double bottom, when I show you the golden zone, how to read it, whatnot, even the complicated one, where's the complicated one we started off here? So that you don't burn your fingers here when it breaks, it goes below, whatever. Just look at the candles, what is happening, go practice it. And move to a demo if you're not sure. Like if you really want to practice, open a demo by XM. Okay, so there's many ways to identify a fair value gap, but this is something I was taught, right? And also one thing, some expert traders would say they don't do, they like to use the word sorcery. They don't do sorcery, they trade proper. So a lot of expert traders don't even use fair value gaps because they see it as bullshit, to be honest. But it helps me, and this is something I learned at the very beginning, and quite simple to identify. And it might seem stupid, but what I do is I use the first 3 candles, the first 3 consecutive candles. So meaning first 3 green candles or first 3 red candles. Now, I mean, I'm going to show you guys it. Then it's up to you to decide, is it bullshit or not? Do you want to implement it or not? Okay. So, first things first, we need to find 3 consecutive candles. Right. 1, 2, 3. In the middle of the second one, fair value gap will be here. Right. Price didn't come back here. Now, next one. First 3 consecutive green candles. 1, 2, 3. In the middle. And look here. Look where price comes and price stops. Can you see why I use it? Because why would prices stop here? Okay. So fills the fair value gap, doesn't break below, showing price wants to go continue. Okay. Now, next thing, some of the next one we see, and this is baby ones. First 3 consecutive candles, 1, 2, 3, fair value gap gets formed here, doesn't even come there. Okay. First 3 candles, it doesn't come here, so you're safe, still going up. First 3 consecutive candles, you can do this. Okay. Still going up. First 3 consecutive candles, look, nicely. Comes back, fills the fair value gap, goes up. Doesn't break below, so, which means price can still continue its way up. Okay, now, look here. First 3 consecutive candles, it breaks it with a solid candle. Why is this the longer candle of the 3? Because it's breaking that fair value gap over here. Okay, so what does this also do? It forms a new fair value gap, but this one is now 1, 2, 3 to the downside. Can you guys see? Pull it. Price is going here, which means price wants to go down a bit. So price rejects off. It looks like it wants to come again, but rejecting off. In fact, I'll even put the sell in. Okay, and the nice thing is when you target the stop loss just above the fair value gap. Okay, so this is the fair value gap. So do you guys see? Once again, first 3. So after the downwards, we see 3 consecutive green candles in the middle. Now, why would price come exactly there and stop? That's why I believe in the fair value gap, and then continue its way up. Do you guys see? So very important, you also don't have to use a fair value gap to take trades. You can use it if you are in a position to see if you should exit or not. Because let's say you do find the buy. I don't know how you would find this buy at the bottom here. Alright, maybe even this fair value gap. Oh yeah, and look here guys. Yeah, maybe this is how you could find it. Look at this fair value gap. Pull this line. Look here. Nobody closes below it. Comes down and fills this fair value gap and up. Look here. Okay, so that's how you could find it. So you buy at this fair value gap. You see price coming down. Instead of exiting, you're gonna have to wait. You see, hey, but price rejects off this new fair value gap here, and it's going up. So it can, like, you can use it as an indication to either hold your position, or like you can use it to exit maybe a position. So you don't just have to use it on a target area. So use it to show you can hold your position or exit your position. Okay. So fair value gap. And why does a fair value gap form? Very important. Why does a fair value gap form? Because it at that very stage there, what's the right way to say it? I'm going to say it brought buyers to the market. So yeah, it brings buyers to the market, and it's an interest level for buyers to come to the market, and volume comes in, and it creates a fair value gap. Okay, because it attracts buyers over here. Okay, it attracted a lot of sellers over here. It attracted a lot of sellers over here. And why did it attract a lot of sellers here? Because this was a bull trap. So a lot of sellers was attracted at this level. They saw price going up. Hey, yeah, it's breaking down. It's coming back and wants to break below this, and it break, and then it attracted sellers, and market moves down. Okay, so that is the simple way. There is more complicated ways, but I just use it like this. I only use it like this. No other way. I mean, like I say, people say it's some expert traders really, and I mean expert traders, not, I mean, trade influencers or whatever. I mean expert traders that's been trading 13, 14, 15 years, that does it for a living. They would say that, you know, it's they like to use the word sorcery. It's sorcery. So they don't believe in it, but I mean, the proof is in the pudding. I use it, you can use it, it's up to you. Implement it if you want or not. You can, or you don't have to. So I hope it helps a bit. Okay. But that is the simplest way, and that's how I use it. I keep things simple. I don't like complicated stuff. Okay, I'm glad you guys understand it a better. Okay, so let's take a break. We have 15 minutes, then the block is finished. We'll see. Currently, with the structure now and what the market is saying, we might see a red block. So that's what the technical analysis is currently telling us. So yeah. Yeah, I do trade for a living, but I mean, I don't have that experience yet. I don't have 15 years of experience. Like, I can say maybe I've studied as much as someone that trades for 5 years or 6 years or 7 years, but I don't have that experience in the market. And the reason why I know, like, I don't get like a big head actually, or brag about trading, is because the market humbles me almost every day. I learn a small finer detail that it teaches me every day. So I know that the personal experience in the market counts a lot. That's why I sit here. You guys don't see me on holiday. Guys, understand one thing. I can work from anywhere in the world. I can work in Dubai, and we can still do this. I can work. But I feel like I'm not there yet. And I am not there yet. Otherwise I would be a fucking billionaire. But I'm not there yet because I'm still learning. So that's why I also must take the time. It's not just for you guys, but I learn as well. So that's why I like sitting here, and it like keeps me like down to earth a bit. Like, so you always see me at the office. But it's also because I want to spend time in the charts because I'm learning. And as I speak, I've spoken to you guys to teach you guys something, then realized something, and then like, aha, then I just make a mental note, and then afterwards I would come back to it and look, and then I actually learned something from explaining you guys something. So please don't get me wrong, I am no expert trader. Like, I don't think I am. I don't think I'm gonna be there for the next 3 years, and it's something I want to achieve, to say I'm an expert trader, but trust me, I'm not there. I'm not there yet. I just know I am profitable. I am actually very profitable, but it's because I'm not greedy, and it's also that I don't, what's leefomstandighede in Engels? My life circumstances is not where I am pressured to make money. I can make money on my own time, and whatever I make is, I have certain goals, but it can take me the whole month to make it. I don't need to make it today. So that's a lot of problems that you guys are going to sit with, because I had this problem in the beginning, is I had to make money because I needed to, well, not in the beginning. In the beginning wasn't like that, but then it started like that when I was with my kids again. I needed to make money because we need to buy this for the kids. We need to do this for the school. We need to buy this. So I know that type of pressure, and it makes you make big mistakes. So once you truly, it's almost, I want to say, you're at peace financially. Once you come at peace financially, that you don't need to go and make $100 today. You don't need to. It can take you a whole month to make $100. I promise you, that alone helps you psychology-wise, and you'll make that $100. Or for me, it works. So I'm not under pressure, so that helps a lot. And I'm sure when you guys get there, it will help you also. But we all started there. I found it. One of my first videos.
First thing everybody asks me.
Look here. I want to show you guys this. Look here. Where is this? You guys, I don't know if you can see so lekker the thing. I don't know if you guys can. Can you guys see the values? This was 3 years ago. Look at my lot size, 0.01. I made $50 this day. I don't know if you guys can see it. I made $55 that day. And I was through the moon 3 years ago. So I also had to start somewhere. You can't just go bigger. Look where I am now. And trust me, I traded a lot bigger a year ago to a year and a half. Now I would say a year and a half ago. A year and a half ago was the time where I traded the biggest volume ever. I didn't care. I risked $75,000 and I fucking lost it on NFP. But I traded big amounts, and the market just humbled me, and I had to come to the point where I said, stop. Relax a bit now. And I trade a lot smaller, but my account is still the same level. It can handle that type of volume. Not now. I can't risk well, I can, but I'm not going to risk $75,000. I'm also not going to put $75,000 in an account. But I still have a big account, smaller lot sizes, and it's just been working for me straight for a year and a half, and I'm just sticking to it. And I don't see how it won't work. So, and I'm very disciplined. I don't just take entries the whole day. I wait. I have 2 setups a day. If I'm not happy with them, I won't take it. If I'm happy with only one of them, we'll take one. And that's a 3 a.m. 3 p.m. block. Okay. So yeah, Just to show you, 3 years ago, I was there where I made $55 for the day with 0.01, and I was absolutely fucking, I promise you guys, I was so happy. It was the first thing that I told my aunt when she got home. My aunt that took me in, like, I was so excited to tell her that. I just want to close the cell that we entered in profits. Bye. So, yeah, I started as well. I was there where you guys are. I started with not even my own money. I started with $30 XM game for free. So we all start somewhere. But very important, always know I don't know everything. Trust me. I might think I know everything technical analysis wise, but experience in the market, I'm very far off still. I'm not even halfway. And I think it's going to take me another 3 to 5 years, to be honest, to really get to expert trader level. And that's what I'm doing. But meanwhile, on my journey to there, I can just fasten your learning phase, because I had to learn it. So I didn't have like just a lot of mentors. I had two expert traders that worked with me, Stanislav and Andrew. Well, Andrzej is his name. So they worked with me in the beginning. But I mean, for you guys don't have access to that. So I'm just like almost taking the torch from them and just handing it to you guys. What's silver doing? Selling. Oh shit, nice, bro. Oh, nice. Also a nice, look how you can use the golden zone. Yeah, I can almost see it. Look here. You can use the full bodies there. From there to there, full bodies. You'll get a nice zone. Okay, let's someone move it down. Then from the top to the bottom here on the full body, we'll put the next one. Let's see what will happen next. The next one. So this is also how you can use the fib to determine if you should hold your sell position any longer. Look here, started selling, came back, golden zone, down. Selling, came back, golden zone, down. So this is all you can keep your sell positions. So the next level, maybe this, to see. Price doesn't break above this, we know it wants to come down. This is the 5-minute time frame. This is the 5-minute time frame, and your 1 minute will look like this. Look there. Pretty easy. And also to notice nice small time frame flags, bear flags, right? Length of the pole, put it in there, and look here. Goes to the length of pole, turns, go to the golden zone, comes down. Sometimes Forex is easy. But it's easy to show it like this as it happens live. But the problem's going to come when you guys are alone. When you guys are alone and you're in front of the charts. That's why you need to practice. That's where the experience comes in. Your USD going to, good lord. Yeah, it's still 7 minutes. Then the block's finished. So. And gold's coming, consolidating, going down, while Euro USD is going up. Now they're supposed to correlate with each other in a way, not 100%, because the dollar is both the quote currency, which means it's the second, where gold is first, euro is first. So normally what they do is they should move the same direction. But if they don't, it's a good indication that it's not the dollar in charge of this market, and this is investors and big hedge funds investing in gold. Okay, the demand for gold is high, moving the market more than the dollar would move it. Did you enter a buy on gold? No, I'm in a buy on gold from 4,667. Yeah, down here at the bottom. Yesterday morning, and I just sold Yemos when I said I'll take the sell, but I exited the sell, took the profits. Now you must just put me loud. It must be your side. Okay, but let's wait for still 3. Who's watching what markets? What markets are you guys watching? We only got gold, Euro USD, Bitcoin, and silver on here. Obviously, gold is our main focus. Will this live be posted? Yeah. As soon as I end it, the live will be there. But I'll also let someone make a short for you guys and just post it. Okay. Lloydma is watching that for us. $90,000, not too shabby. Wow. Yes, 100 is being watched. Guys, let me add more. Let me add more. Which one should I add here? Give me a list. Give me 4. I'm gonna add USD JPY. Let's add USD JPY. Fuck it. Let's use my Forex.com. Selling. This is fine. Can you guys see how nice this is? Putting them next to each other actually. If you put, I'm gonna minimize it a bit quickly just to show you guys something very important, just to teach you guys. So Euro USD is going up, USD JPY is falling. Why is that happening? Because the USD, the dollar, is your quote currency on the second, right? And the dollar versus the yen, now the dollar is the first one, is your base currency. So what happens is, if the Euro USD is climbing, you will see USD JPY falling. Okay. Does it make sense to you guys? Because the dollar is now first, which is the base, and here the dollar is second. So whatever happens here, the opposite should happen over here. And this is a clear indication of the dollar. Okay. And this is actually an indication of the dollar weakening against the euro, and it's weakening against the JPY as well. Okay. And guys, choose one. US 30 or US 100. Man, ek vermoed sy speech kan gou drop. I'm not sure. Or it can send it sky. It's 50-50. I would assume maybe a drop on gold, but I'll see now if we can watch the speech. 15:30. But yeah, I'm assuming a lot of volatility from 15:30 to 4:30. Yo, guys, you want US 30 and US 100. Okay, I'll add US 100 for us. What are the stocks doing, by the way? I don't know if you guys know this feature, if you that want to trade US 30 and US 100. You guys know this feature. You need to know what makes US 100 a bit more difficult is because it's the top 100 tech companies. US 30 is only the top 30 tech companies. So if you really want to master NASDAQ and that, you want to master, you need to know what's going on with those companies. What are their plans? What are they releasing? What new technology are they bringing out? Is it going to be good for their company? So that's why I don't trade it, because I don't have the time to focus on those companies and what they're doing and releasing and launching. So if you really want to, you guys that trade US 30 and US 100, you need to do that to really master it. Okay, so here's a nice overview of what's happening, and we are seeing actually, look here, it's not looking good. Anyway, so that's why we're seeing price falling. on US 100. Okay. We did add USD JPY. Bruce, sorry, I missed your question. No, it's not its main indicator. No. Yeah, we can add that one back. I haven't traded it and it works very well there. We can add NZD USD back, guys, and then we're gonna add oil back. NZD USD. Nah? This one take Forex.com's one. Let's add oil back, but very important. It's, let's see what it picks it up here as. Well, it's oil WTI crude. Yeah, here's it. WTI crude on TradingView versus the dollar. Alright, $60 a barrel. Okay, oil's price is climbing. That's cool. Okay, but as always, this is, no man, what the hell, Donati? Our main one. Still selling. Why? Because of the bull trap. The bulls are not gonna be able to get out of this position, indicating price wants to come down. Respecting this, price still coming down a bit. Yeah, I can believe you, Bruce. So I would assume, like I said earlier, we might see a red block. We might. And this is of technical analysis. Euro USD is telling us price should go up, because look how price is going up, and gold sometimes should also go up, but this just means that it's not the dollar affecting the gold market as much, and it's more the investors, the hedge funds, and those that is moving the gold market currently for us. Let me just get us ready for 330. Okay, I got the live set up there. We'll watch that. I'm not sure what it will do. It might dump. It might bring price down a bit on gold. We might see some sort of retracement. What pair do you want me to do? That's a minor pair there, USD. Oh, I'm not sure. I'm thinking maybe down on gold, a retracement down, 1530. That's just what my thoughts is, but I can't really back it, so it can go either way. So be careful. We're gonna be careful. We're gonna be careful. We're gonna trade the method. Sorry guys, I'm just here busy with Discovery Health quickly. No, it's not, boys. Just I didn't get 2 messages. I have a million things to do. But thank you for your kind words. I really appreciate it, bro. So they approved my medical aid membership there, but now the it says I must activate the membership. So I don't know what my username and password is. Guys, give me 1 sec. I must just make a call. Guys, I was just on a call. Breaking the golden zone means it wants to at least go back up, so it's to see what it does at this level. Okay, that's on silver. Gold is going up. No breakout yet for us. I wonder, should I end the live just to cut the educational video short? Okay, no, we'll edit it, leave it. We'll edit it, it's fine. Euro USD, green block, buy. This means called should follow it. So that means USD JPY is definitely then a red block then. USD JPY, oh not yet, almost. NZD USD green block as expected. US 100 oil green block. So I say we wait, be careful with these ones. Yeah, US 100, oh, here's its block. Let's just go gold again. We didn't add US 30. No confirmation yet, no, because it hasn't broken to the top or down below. Daai ene klink nogal kwaai. Ek het nie 'n budget nie, ek worry nie oor die prys nie. En dan sê vir my die maar ja, ek sal eers begin maak kan. USD JPY is looking like a sell. Looking like it wants to come down. Here's it. But it hasn't broken out yet. It has not broken out yet at all. What the fuck do we have here? Ah, so this is what we have over here. We have find ourselves in the golden zone. Let's do a full body one. That sure does look a little bit better. Okay. So we wait. Blue means it doesn't form. That's just meaning this is we marked blue for the London block, and then we made this one for the Asia block. It just means there hasn't been a breakout yet. Once it breaks out, it will turn the color of the breakout, but the rest of the colors is just neutral colors we put in. Asia block is orange and the London block is blue, and if it breaks it out, it will then change color. Like if price has to go over here, it will change these two to blue. But this just means it hasn't broken out, and we just gave different colors to the sessions. Yellow just means it didn't break out yet. It didn't break to the top. You see, after the block formed, it didn't break out to the top or bottom. So there's no trade. Trying to get us some info. Break. Sure. Ja, behoort. So kom ons kyk maar. Kom ons kyk maar. So ja. Yeah, you're not wrong with your triangle. You're not wrong. Your USD retracing. This thing can retrace. There's a break of structure, golden zone, and here is the all-time golden zone for this whole move. So we have that block. That block for retracement. So this block is also a support. So resistance, broke it, might come for a retest over here. So support and golden zone. Yes. Die probleem met 'n breakout op 'n news event of terwyl iemand praat soos Powell of Trump is, kan die mark in 'n rigting druk en hom dan fucking omdraai hang of wat hulle sê. Jy weet so. Want Trump gaan maar praat veral nou om al hierdie tensie tussen die US en die European leaders. Nou met Greenland se goeders wat ook nou aangaan so. Ons moet sien. Vir die van julle wat mis, ons is al live van net na 2 af. Ons die hele sessie gehad oor hele paar goed. So ek sal die live net deur gaan. Ek sal ook 'n video 'n bietjie gaan korter maak en dan net die belangrike goed uithaal en vir julle post op YouTube ook. For the guys that missed, after 2 we had We've been live since after 2, so we had a nice session about a lot of stuff. The FIB, that's why the lines and shit is there, and so forth. And we'll go through. I'll shorten it, the video, so you guys don't have to watch the whole live over. And I'll upload it onto YouTube for you guys. Let me see what those fuckers are doing. Expert traders entered a sell position 10 to 2 on US 100. US 100, we now have it here. They entered sell positions and they are on break even, so this is where they added it. Oh, wait, guys, let me just get my accounts right here, because fuck me, I'm now on many accounts trading. Should we take the sell with the expert traders? They currently on break even. I don't know. Let's see what the block does. So this, what I want to do, I want to trades. I want to close those trades, then I'll leave that there for that account. Then okay, the big account. Hold on here, guys, hold on, give me 1 second. Oh no, I have to do it here. It's added, yeah. Well, is a green block here. Well, indicating a buy. US 100 expert traders are in a sell. US JPY turn, that means Euro USD and NZD USD is coming down. Maybe, let's see. And then, so I have that in. Okay, and then I have this in. Guys, sorry, I'm just sorting out all my trading accounts here. Just getting them all ready. Okay. Okay, got it. So that one, this one. Let's go to US 100 in. Okay, let's leave that. But I'm not getting the live. Yeah, why are they not live? Let's see. No. We're having trouble. What the fuck? I don't know why it's not live yet. Maybe it will start 8:30. Let's see. 3:30. Let us see. It's retracing. Here is this falling down. Well, dollar is getting stronger. So here's a zone, and yeah. I'll be right back. Let me get something to drink. No, no cheese, please. No cheese. Well, they haven't started yet. They have not started yet. Dis al mense oor. Dis al mense oor. Trump sê fokol. Ek het daai trade gevat van die experts. Daai US30 trade wat hulle gevat het, wat hulle sel, en check hierso. Hey, we gaan al in profijt al. Zeker 3 is makkelijk, ga me niet verbazen. Chris, you can post it with the guys to watch if they want to. Remove the news. Imagine how many traders over the world is like sitting in front of the charts like watching, wanting to know. And then go, sorry ne, fucking Greek yogurt in my fucking bar. Well, it looks like it's breaking that level. So we're gonna move this up. We have this order block. Nice volume, so this could be a nice break. Let's see. I'm gonna add a buy here. The only problem is this level over here. Here USD started turning somewhere here. Bitcoin, I assume, would fall. Silver came back to this level already. So is silver then looking? But silver should climb then. And look what we have. So we got a sign to be going to this level here. Because if you guys look nicely, we have something I've spoken about many times. We have some sort of head and shoulders. Het oom nou gebaai? Ek het nog gebaai bygesit. Ja. Is hy nou live? Ja, say yeah, he's live boys.
And high inflation, a recipe for misery, failure, and decline. But now, after just 1 year of my policies, we are witnessing the exact opposite. Virtually no inflation and extraordinarily high economic growth. Growth like I believe you'll see very shortly our country has never seen before, perhaps no country has ever seen before. Over the past 3 months, core inflation has been just 1.6%. Meanwhile, fourth quarter growth is projected to be 5.4%, far greater than anybody other than myself and a few others had predicted. Since the election, the stock market has set 52 all-time high records. So that's in 1 year, 52 records, adding $9 trillion in value to retirement accounts, 401ks, and people's savings. People are doing very well. They're very happy with me. Since my inauguration, we've lifted more than 1.2 million people off of food stamps, and after 4 years in which Biden secured less than $1 trillion of new investment in our country. Think of that, 1 trillion, substantially less than that. In 4 years, we've secured commitments for a record-breaking $18 trillion, and we think when the final numbers come out, they'll be closer to $20 trillion of investment. That's never been done by any country at any time, not even close. Just over 1 year ago, under the radical left Democrats, we were a dead country. Now we are the hottest country anywhere in the world. In fact, the United States economy is on pace to grow at double the rate that was projected by the IMF just last April. And with my growth and tariff policies, it should be much higher. I really believe we can be much higher than that. And this is all great news. It's great for all nations. The USA is the economic engine on the planet. And when America booms, the entire world booms. It's been the history. When it goes bad, it goes bad. You all follow us down, and you follow us up, and we're at a point that I don't believe we've ever been. I never thought we could do it this quickly. My biggest surprise is I thought it would take more than a year, maybe like a year and 1 month. But it's happened very quickly. This afternoon, I want to discuss how we have achieved this economic miracle, how we intend to raise living standards for our citizens to levels never seen before, and perhaps how you too and the places where you come from can do much better by following what we're doing, because certain places in Europe are not even recognizable, frankly, anymore. They're not recognizable. And we can argue about it, but there's no argument. Friends come back from different places. I don't want to insult anybody and say I don't recognize it. And that's not in a positive way. That's in a very negative way. I love Europe, and I want to see Europe go good, but it's not heading in the right direction. In recent decades, it became conventional wisdom in Washington and European capitals that the only way to grow a modern Western economy was through ever-increasing government spending, unchecked mass migration, and endless foreign imports. The consensus was that so-called dirty jobs and heavy industry should be sent elsewhere, that affordable energy should be replaced by the Green New Scam, and that countries could be propped up by importing new and entirely different populations from faraway lands. This was the path that Sleepy Joe Biden administration and many other Western governments very foolishly followed, turning their backs on everything that makes nations rich and powerful and strong. And there's so much potential in so many nations. The result was record budget and trade deficits and a growing sovereign deficit driven by the largest wave of mass migration in human history. We've never seen anything like it. Quite frankly, many parts of our world are being destroyed before our very eyes, and the leaders don't even understand what's happening. And the ones that do understand aren't doing anything about it. Virtually all of the so-called experts predicted my plans to end this failed model would trigger a global recession and runaway inflation. But we have proven them wrong. It's actually just the opposite. In 1 year, our agenda has produced a transformation like America has not seen in over 100 years. Instead of closing down energy plants, we're opening them up. Instead of building effective money-losing windmills, we're taking them down and not approving any.
Be careful with the
Instead of empowering bureaucrats, we're firing them, and they're going out and getting jobs in the private sector for 2 and 3 times what they were making in government. So they started off hating me when we fired them, and now they love me. Instead of raising taxes on domestic producers, we're lowering them and raising tariffs on foreign nations to pay for the damage that they've caused. In 12 months, we have removed over 270,000 bureaucrats from the federal payrolls, the largest single-year reduction in government employment since the end of World War II. Nobody thought that was coming, but we had no choice. To make a country great, You can't have all federal jobs. We've
Yeah,
cut
let's
federal
just- I've
spending
closed all my
by
trades,
$100 billion and slashed the federal budget deficit by 27% in the single year. It's going to go down quite a bit more from that. Driving inflation way down from the record highs of the Biden administration. Every month they went up and up and up. I promised to cut 10 old regulations for every single new regulation, but instead I've cut, actually till this point, 129 regulations for every one new regulation approved. So every time they come in with a new regulation, we do at least 10, but so far it's averaging out to 129, if you can believe it. In July, we passed the largest tax cuts in American history, including no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, no tax on Social Security for our great seniors. We also provided 100% expensing. That's the one they like. And bonus depreciation for all new equipment and capital investments to help companies expand and shift production to America.
I mean, you can still decide what you want to do, but I'm just saying be very careful.
So in love with that. They build a plant, they're able to deduct it immediately, the whole thing, rather than waiting 38 to 41 years in the old days. This is a miracle taking place. Nobody thought it would ever be done by any country, but it's done by us. It was what made my first term the most successful 4-year term that we've ever had from a financial standpoint. And now we've upped it. This is a 10-year program, not a 1-year program. But you're allowed to deduct everything in 1 year. It used to be 38 to 41 years. We radically reduced our ballooning trade deficit, which was the largest in world history. We were losing more than $1 trillion every single year, and it was just wasted. It was going to waste. But in 1 year, we slashed our monthly trade deficit by a staggering 77%. And all of this with no inflation. Something everyone said could not be done. There were a couple of brilliant people that actually thought I was doing the right thing. I thought I was doing the right thing. Now they all think I'm doing the right thing because they can't believe the numbers. American exports are now up by more than $150 billion. Domestic steel production is up by 300,000 tons a month, and it's doubling over the next 4 months. It's doubling and tripling, and we have steel plants being built all over the country. Nobody thought they'd see that. Factory construction is up by 41%, and that number is really going to skyrocket right now because that's during a process that they're putting in to get their approvals, and we've given very, very quick, fast approvals. In the process, we've made historic trade deals with partners covering 40% of all U.S. trade. Some of the greatest companies and countries in the world. We have countries as our partner too. The European nations, Japan, South Korea. They're our partners. They've gone into massive deals with us, especially on oil and gas. And these agreements raise growth and cause stock markets to boom, not only in the U.S., but virtually every country that came to make a deal, because as you've learned, when the United States goes up, you follow. It's really become a staple. In America, I've stopped the nation-wrecking energy policies that drive up prices while sending jobs and factories to the world's worst polluters. They are indeed polluters under Sleepy Joe Biden. New domestic oil and gas leases fell by 95%. Think of that. And they wonder, why was gasoline going up so fast? The gasoline actually topped $5 a gallon, and some places $7 a gallon, and more than 100 major power plants were violently shut down by incompetent people that had no idea what the hell they were doing. Under my leadership, U.S. natural gas production is at an all-time high by far. U.S. oil production is up by 730,000 barrels a day, and last week we picked up 50 million barrels from Venezuela alone. Venezuela has been an amazing place for so many years, but then they went bad with their policies. 20 years ago it was a great country, and now it's got problems, but we're helping them. And
those 50 million barrels, we're going to be splitting up with them, and they'll be making more money. They've made it a long time. Venezuela's going to do fantastically well. We appreciate all of the cooperation we've been giving. We've been giving great cooperation. Once the attack ended, and they said, let's make a deal. More people should do it. But Venezuela's going to make more money in the next 6 months than they've made in the last.
Well, I was just saying, just be careful, and yeah, please. Small lot sizes if you target. We see our first rejection on the touch, which is normally a good sign to buy, but I'm going to be patient. You guys can do what you want. I'm just going to be patient, and I'm going to be very careful.
States, then we'll soon be averaging less than $2 a gallon. In many places, it's already down even lower, $1.95 a gallon. Numerous states are at $1.99, numbers that nobody has heard for years. Actually, since my last administration, we got it down to around those numbers. I've signed an order directing and approval of many new nuclear reactors. We're going heavy into nuclear. I was not a big fan because I didn't like the risk, the danger, but they have the progress they've made with nuclear is unbelievable, and the safety progress they've made is incredible. We're very much into the world of nuclear energy, and we can have it now at good prices and very, very safe. And we're leading the world in AI by a lot. We're leading China by a lot. I think President Xi respects what we've done, in part because I've allowed these big companies building these massive buildings to build their own electric capacity. They're building their own power plants, which when added up is more than any country anywhere in the world is doing. I read recently an article in the Wall Street Journal that China's creating so much energy, and they are. You got to hand it to them. But we're creating as much or more, and we're letting them do that. I'm very proud of it. It was my idea. I said, you can't create this much energy. We needed more than double the energy currently in the country just to take care of the AI plants. And I said, we can't do that. We have an old grid system. And I came up with the idea, you people are brilliant. You have a lot of money. Let's see what you can do. You can build your own electric generating plants. And they looked at me. They didn't believe me. All of the names that are, I think, in the room right now, if you want to know the truth, they didn't believe it. And I said, no, you can't. They came back 2 weeks and they didn't have the plant. They said, we thought you were kidding. I said, no, not only am I not kidding, you're going to have your approvals within 2 weeks. I always say nuclear will take 3 weeks. But most aren't going that. They're going oil and gas. They're even going coal in some cases. Because of my landslide election victory, the United States avoided the catastrophic energy collapse which befell every European nation that pursued the Green New Scam, perhaps the greatest hoax in history. The Green New Scam, windmills all over the place, destroy your land. Destroy your land. Every time that goes around, you lose $1,000. You're supposed to make money with energy, not lose money. Here in Europe, we've seen the fate that the radical left tried to impose on America. They tried very hard. Germany now generates 22% less electricity than it did in 2017. And it's not the current chancellor's fault. He's solving the problem. He's going to do a great job. But what they did before he got there, I guess that's why he got there. And electricity prices are 64% higher. The United Kingdom produces just 1/3 of the total energy from all sources that it did in 1999. Think of that, 1/3.
If you took it, remember, you're at the high. This is where your TP should be, and runners on break even if you took it, because we have now swept the high, okay? So just be careful.
Low levels with equally high prices. High prices, very low levels. Think of that, 1/3. And you're sitting on top of the North Sea, and they like to say, well, that's depleted. It's not depleted. It's got 500 years. They haven't even found the oil. The North Sea is incredible. They don't let anybody drill. Environmentally, they don't let them drill. They make it impossible for the oil companies to go. They take 92% of the revenues. So the oil companies say, we can't do it. They came to see me, is there anything you can do? I want Europe to do great. I want UK to do great. They're sitting on one of the greatest energy sources in the world, and they don't use it. In fact, their electricity prices have soared 139%. There are windmills all over Europe. There are windmills all over the place, and they are losers. One thing I've noticed is that the more windmills a country has, the more money that country loses and the worse that country is doing. China makes almost all of the windmills, and yet I haven't been able to find any wind farms in China. Did you ever think of that? It's a good way of looking at it. They're smart. China's very smart. They make them, they sell them for a fortune. They sell them to the stupid people that buy them, but they don't use them themselves. They put up a couple of big wind farms, but they don't use them. They just put them up to show people what they could look like. They don't spin. They don't do anything. They use a thing called coal, mostly. But China goes with the coal. They go with oil and gas. They're starting to look at nuclear a little bit. And they're doing just fine. They make a fortune selling the windmills, though, and I think really that's one that they wouldn't be surprised if it stopped. They are shocked that it continues to go.
You're just saying stuff we already know.
They're shocked that people continue to buy those damn things. They killed the birds. They ruin your landscapes. Other than that, I think they're fabulous, by the way. Stupid people buy them. The consequences of such destructive policies have been stark, including lower economic growth, lower standards of living, lower birth rates, more socially disruptive migration, more vulnerability to hostile foreign adversaries, and much, much smaller militaries. The United States cares greatly about the people of Europe. We really do. I mean, look, I am derived from Europe. Scotland and Germany, 100% Scotland, my mother, 100% German, my father. And we believe deeply in the bonds we share with Europe as a civilization. I want to see it do great. That's why issues like energy, trade, immigration, and economic growth must be central concerns to anyone who wants to see a strong and united West. Because Europe and those countries have to do their thing. They have to get out of the culture that they've created over the last 10 years. It's horrible what they're doing to themselves. They're destroying themselves. It's beautiful, beautiful places. We want strong allies, not seriously weakened ones. We want Europe to be strong. Ultimately, these are matters of national security, and perhaps no current issue makes the situation more clear than what's currently going on with Greenland. Would you like me to say a few words of Greenland? I was going to leave it out of the speech, but I think I would have been reviewed very negatively. I have tremendous respect for both the people of Greenland and the people of Denmark. Tremendous respect. But every NATO ally has an obligation to be able to defend their own territory. And the fact is, no nation or group of nations is in any position to be able to secure Greenland other than the United States. We're a great power, much greater than people even understand. I think they found that out 2 weeks ago in Venezuela. We saw this in World War II, when Denmark fell to Germany after just 6 hours of fighting and was totally unable to defend either itself or Greenland. So the United States was then compelled, we did it, we felt an obligation to do it, to send our own forces to hold the Greenland territory. And hold it we did, at great cost and expense. They didn't have a chance of getting on it, and they tried. Denmark knows that. We literally set up bases on Greenland for Denmark. We fought for Denmark. We weren't fighting for anyone else. We were fighting to save it for Denmark. big, beautiful piece of ice. It's hard to call it land. It's a big piece of ice. But we saved Greenland and successfully prevented our enemies from gaining a foothold.
Yeah, just a quick one. Guido saying here he took the medium risk and he took his TP over here. The MSG Method played out. That is correct. So the break came back over here. If you took it, you want to target this level, and you should get out your at least secure profits on most of your trades. You can leave a runner with a stop loss at break even. Okay, so yeah, I think if you haven't entered, I'm not going to enter. The reason is with this news and stuff, because look now, you say okay, it breaks it, let's buy, and the market drops. So it's asking for trouble to enter now. So the method has completed itself as well. So yeah, be careful, guys. And
they weren't able to fire one shot at us. They said, what happened? Everything was discombobulated. They said, we've got him in our sights. Press the trigger, and nothing happened. No anti-aircraft missiles went up. There was one that went up about 30 feet and crashed down right next to the people that sent it. They said, what the hell is going on? Those defensive systems were made by Russia and by China. So they're going to go back to the drawing boards, I guess. Greenland is a vast, almost entirely uninhabited and undeveloped territory. It's sitting undefended in a key strategic location between the United States, Russia, and China. That's exactly where it is, right smack in the middle. Wasn't important.
can you guys see why I say you guys must be careful? Can you guys see? So I'm not gonna enter it. The Lego method has completed. Just be careful, and yeah, it can respect this and go back up, or it can break down either way. So be careful, really, guys, please. I'm gonna watch this finish with you guys, and then I'm also just gonna chill and watch what the market does.
Strategic national security and international security. This enormous unsecured island is actually part of North America, on the northern frontier of the Western Hemisphere. That's our territory. It is therefore a core national security interest of the United States of America. And in fact, it's been our policy for hundreds of years to prevent outside threats from entering our hemisphere, and we've done it very successfully. We've never been stronger than we are now. That's why American presidents have sought to purchase Greenland for nearly 2 centuries. You know, for 2 centuries they've been trying to do it. They should have kept it after World War II, but they had a different president. That's all right. People think differently. Much more necessary now than it was at that time, however. In 2019, Denmark said that they would spend over $200 million to strengthen Greenland's defenses. But as you know, they spent less than 1% of that amount. 1%. There's no sign of Denmark there. And I say that with great respect for Denmark, whose people I love, whose leaders are very good.
Look there.
It's the United States alone that can protect this giant mass of land, this giant piece of ice, develop it and improve it, and make it so that it's good for Europe and safe for Europe and good for us. And that's the reason I'm seeking immediate negotiations to once again discuss the acquisition of Greenland by the United States.
I told you guys he can bring gold down a bit.
We have acquired many other territories throughout our history, as many of the European nations have. They've acquired. There's nothing wrong with it. Many of them, some went in reverse, actually, if you look. Some had great, vast wealth, great, vast lands all over the world. They went in reverse. They're stuck back where they started. That happens too. But some grow. But this would not be a threat to NATO. This would greatly enhance the security of the entire alliance, the NATO alliance. The United States is treated very unfairly by NATO. I want to tell you that.
Yeah, you guys see, be careful. I had a feeling he was gonna drop it a bit, but you can't also just sell because they'll just bring it back up in any way. So, and they can just continue dropping it. So be very careful, and just watch what the market does and take experience away from it when he speaks, what he says. You see, there was no movement when he was speaking about the past, but now he's speaking about the plans with Greenland, and this is the effect you get. So always when you watch the news, also listen to when they start speaking about future plans. That's when you'll see movement.
Last presidential election weren't rigged. It was a rigged election. Everybody now knows that. They found out. People will soon be prosecuted for what they did. It's probably breaking news, but it should be. It was a rigged election. Can't have rigged elections. You need strong borders, strong elections, and ideally a good press. I always say it. Strong borders, strong elections, free, fair elections, and a fair media. The media is terrible. It's very crooked. It's very biased, terrible. But someday it'll straighten out because it's losing all credibility. Think of it. When I went in a landslide, a giant landslide, won all 7 swing states, won the popular vote, won everything, and they only get negative press. That means that it has no credibility. And if they're going to get credibility, they're going to have to be fair. So you need a fair press. But you also need those other elements. And I inherited a terrible, terrible situation. If you look, the border was open. The inflation was raging. Everything was bad with the United States when I came into office. But I also inherited a mess with Ukraine and Russia, something that would have never happened. And I know Putin very well. He and I would discuss Ukraine. It was the apple of his eye, but he wasn't going to do anything. I said, Vladimir, you're not doing it. He would never have done it. It was terrible what happened. I could see it happening, too. After I left, I could see it happening. Biden had given Ukraine and NATO $350 billion, a staggering sum, $350 billion. I came in, and just like the southern border, just like inflation, just like our economy, I said, wow, this place is in trouble, meaning our country. All of these things were out of control. But the border was out of control. We fixed it with the strongest border anywhere in the world. And I've now been working on this war for 1 year, during which time I settled 8 other wars. India, Pakistan. I settled other wars that were Vladimir Putin called me, Armenia, Azerbaijan. He said, I can't believe you settled that one. They were going on for 35 years. I settled it in 1 day. And President Putin called me. He said, you know, I can't believe I worked on that war for 10 years trying to settle it. I couldn't do it. I said, do me a favor, focus on settling your war. Don't worry about that one. What does the United States get out of all of this work, all of this money, other than death, destruction, and massive amounts of cash going to people who don't appreciate what we do? They don't appreciate what we do. I'm talking about NATO, I'm talking about Europe. They have to work on Ukraine. We don't. The United States is very far away. We have a big, beautiful ocean separating us. We have nothing to do with it. Until I came along, NATO was only supposed to pay 2% of GDP. But they weren't paying. Most of the countries weren't paying anything. The United States was paying for virtually 100% of NATO. And I got that stopped. I said, that's not fair. But then, more importantly, I got NATO to pay 5%, and now they were paying, and now they are paying. So something nobody said was possible. They said we will never go up higher than 2%. But they went to 5%, and now they're paying the 5. They didn't pay the 2, and now they're paying the 5. And they're stronger for it, and they have an excellent, by the way, Secretary General, who's possibly in the room. Mark, are you here? Yes, he's here. Hello, Mark. We never asked for anything, and we never got anything. We probably won't get anything unless I decide to use excessive strength and force, where we would be, frankly, unstoppable. But I won't do that. Okay? Now everyone's saying, oh, good. That's probably the biggest statement I made, because people thought I would use force. I don't have to use force. I don't want to use force. I won't use force. All the United States is asking for is a place called Greenland, where we already had it as a trustee, but respectfully returned it back to Denmark not long ago after we defeated the Germans, the Japanese, the Italians, and others in World War II. We gave it back to them. We were a powerful force then, but we are a much more powerful force now. After I rebuilt the military in my first term and continue to do so today, we have a budget of $1.5 trillion. We're bringing back battleships. Battleship is 100 times more powerful than the great battleships you saw in World War II, those great, big, gorgeous ships, the Missouri, the Iowa, the Alabama. Because I thought maybe we could take them out of mothballs. They said, no, sir, these ships are 100, think of that, 100 times more powerful than those big, magnificent pieces of art that you saw so many times ago, that you still see on television. You say, wow, what a force. 100 times, each ship 100 times more powerful than the big battleships
just
of
wave,
the past.
guys, just wave.
So that was the end of the mothball story. So what we have gotten out of NATO is
we ain't losing
nothing
money to you today, bro.
except to protect Europe from the Soviet Union and now Russia. I mean, we've helped them for so many years. We've never gotten anything, except we pay for NATO. And we paid for many years until I came along. We paid for, in my opinion, 100% of NATO because they weren't paying their bills. And all we're asking for is to get Greenland, including right title and ownership, because you need the ownership to defend it. You can't defend it on a lease. Number one, legally it's not defensible that way, totally. And number two, psychologically, who the hell wants to defend a license agreement or a lease, which is a large piece of ice in the middle of the ocean where if there is a war, much of the action will take place on that piece of ice. Think of it. Those missiles would be flying right over the center of that piece of ice.
Guys, let's call it.
All we
There's
want
no
from
way
Denmark
I'm going to take a position.
for national and international security,
let the
and
market
to
form
keep
some nice
our
structure,
very
and
energetic
then
and
we'll
dangerous
target it
potential
in the
enemies
morning,
at bay,
tomorrow morning.
is this land on which we're going to build the
I
greatest
did send the
golden
link in
dome
the
ever
chat.
built.
I'm sending
We're
it
building the
again if you
golden
guys
dome
want to continue watching
that's
Trump.
going to, just by its very
You
nature,
can just watch it with the White House website.
going to be
There
defending
it is.
Canada. Canada gets a lot of freebies
did
from
this
us, by
again.
the way. They should be
Yeah,
grateful
JB
also,
Roberts
but they're
again.
not. I watch your
Like I said, this thing can go
Minister
sky high,
wasn't
this thing
so
can go
grateful.
drop.
But they should be grateful to us.
Right.
Canada lives because of the United States. Remember that.
So much love.